Hello, I wanted to talk about um, the cognitive load theory effect. One of the things I want to touch on is how working memory is affected by the instructional process. I made a few notes here from research that I've done. Um, Specter in our book claims that we only have the capacity to handle 9 pieces of information, and then after that we're kind of overloaded. An article that I read from Atkins uh, claims that we can only retain 7, which I agree with both because coming from a special education background, some of my students are not able to even process 7 and retain 7 pieces of information. They have to be fed maybe 1 or 2 steps of a problem or 1 or 2 pieces of information so they can really grasp the concept of what we're talking about. So I think they're both right as far as that goes. Um, Next thing I want to talk about is like the intrinsic load, and that's how tough the material is, how hard it is for us to grasp it. I know some things, even with me, um, some math theories or some science things I've done, I really have to concentrate on taking in the material and being able to process that. The next one is the extraneous load, and that's how much of the load is placed on the learner. And this is where we kind of reach our threshold. That's where I always like to think, hit that wall, I'm done. I'm done with this. I've done to the capacity that I can understand or I can do this, the process of what I'm trying to learn. I just can't do anymore right now. So, and I see that a lot with my students as far as their learning capacities. I can only take them so far. And once I know their threshold, then I approach that as close as I can. I try to stretch those boundaries sometimes, but I have to know my students and their behaviors as far as being able to be pushed that much. Some of them are willing, some of them aren't. Um, Working memory has 2 stages, actually 2 slave systems, and this is from the Adkins uh, article that I read. And one of them is a subsystem for processing visual information. The other one is a subsystem for processing acoustic information. So working how I do with my students, I know some of them are more visual, some of them are really poor readers, and they can actually learn better visually. So I have to incorporate visual, I have to incorporate different learning styles into my teaching so I can hit every learning style so that they can actually be able to learn and grasp what I'm doing. And some of the students can grasp several different ways, and there's only some of my students can maybe grasp a kinesthetic style of learning. And that goes all into the learning styles and stuff that I try to incorporate across the curriculum whenever I'm trying to teach my students. Um, but that's about it. I think this is a very interesting topic.